Hello besties, welcome back, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany, aka Vibrant Belle, here on YouTube. Here is a different setup. This was my original idea for setup, to sit here on my little couch and just chit chat. Today I have my phone here, so today I really wanted to talk about letting go of what no longer serves you. Have you ever felt like you've been gripping so tightly on a relationship, an idea, a version of yourself, because it feels like if you were to release it, that it's like fear or failure? Yeah, same. Same. I feel like I have been holding on to this idea of myself that no longer fits. Like, I'm no longer the person that I was. I haven't talked about this much yet on this channel, but over the past, I guess, 3 years, I believe, over the past 3 years, I've lost over 200 pounds. I went from being a proud big girl. I was a big girl pretty much all of my life, basically, up until a few years ago. My highest recorded weight was over 400 pounds. Right now, I'm sitting in the 170s. In the 170s, and that version of me that had so many I guess self-sabotaging traits. I didn't really want myself to be seen, honestly. I was always ashamed with how I felt, with how I looked, even though I presented as this confident person. And most of the time I was this confident person. I did not present or I didn't show a front. I was confident in who I was, because that's the body that I had. That's the person who I was. That is who I had to be in order to continue on my journey. So I feel like I have been holding on to that person who was so safe, who had so many different coping mechanisms, I should say. Yeah, coping mechanisms. That really, it doesn't suit me anymore. I have this self-sabotaging trait of procrastination. I don't like to do things when I'm told to. When I have to get things done, I get irritated, and I'm just like, ugh. When I feel like I don't want to do it, it takes a lot for me to get past that and actually get it done. I've shifted my mindset into getting things done as soon as they come in, or getting things done as soon as possible, instead of waiting until they're overdue and going into this cycle of, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it, so I just let it sit. And then, when it comes time for it to be due, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. So I just don't, I just stop. And that's just a vicious cycle that I've been going through, just kind of working through. It's happening again and again and again. And I feel like I was clinging to that version of me because it was something familiar. It was something that felt safe, even though it really wasn't. It's not safe. I don't like to be like that anymore. I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to be able to do things and get them done as soon as they come in. So I do a lot of my own tarot readings, my own oracle readings, and the other day I had pulled the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. And the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on, clinging to control, fear of loss. And the Page of Cups, the cups are emotions. And me being a Cancer sun, Pisces rising and moon, I am a very emotional person. I feel through the world. Like, that's just how I go through. I go through by feeling. Everything I do, I feel. Every decision that I make is because I feel like it. I know it's not very good to be ruled by your feelings. Of sure, I have, practical traits, and sure, I need to be practical on a lot of things, but I am very, like I said, I'm very emotional, I'm very sensitive, and so everything I do by feel. And so going back to the Page of Cups, it's pretty much an invitation to open your heart, be surprised by life, instead of always asking and wanting to know things for sure, which is me. I like to ask because I want to know for sure. I don't like not knowing. I want to know that it's going to work out before I try it. And that's just not how life works. You just gotta take the leap. This is me. This is my leap, is going onto YouTube, allowing myself to be seen, giving myself the permission to be seen, giving myself the permission to use my voice to speak, because I've kept myself so afraid, so much in fear of what might happen, what could happen, that I just spiral. I spiral into my thoughts, and instead of opening my heart to, I know what I need to do, I just want the confirmation that it's going to work out before I get things said. And again, that's just not how it works, you know? That's just not how it works. You know, going back to this old version of myself, you know, the Brittany who was 400 pounds, you know, the Brittany who had gone up and down with her weight for many years, many years. And I finally decided to undergo the gastric sleeve procedure, which is not a gastric bypass. It's called a gastric sleeve. This is where they take 70 to 80% of your stomach and they cut it out. So you're just left with this small little like tube like stomach. And so of course it forces you to eat less because you physically cannot overeat. And food for a very long time was my comfort. You know, food was my comfort. It's what I used to make myself feel better. It made me feel whole. It made me feel full. And so I finally, you know, it made me feel warm inside. And that's what food was for me. And I can no longer physically eat all the food that I want to. So my solution to that was to start watching mukbangs here on YouTube. So because I couldn't eat the foods that I want, that I couldn't eat the piles and piles of food, because again, like, I love food and I still love food. That hasn't gone away. I still love food. I love good food, and I get so excited. I want to eat some good food, okay? But I started watching mukbangs, and one of my favorite I guess mukbangers, she no longer does mukbangs, but one of my favorite YouTubers on here is Stephanie Sue, and I just adore her. I love her energy. I've been following her for a very long time, been watching her for years, but, you know, going into her videos and, you know, listening to people tell a story and seeing how much they enjoy the food, and that is my replacement for that. I get, that comfort that food can no longer provide me. So now I'm on YouTube and I'm watching mukbangs of people loving to eat. And I love those. You know, I love watching the videos where they just look like they're having so much fun, or they're really enjoying their food, and I can feel it. You know, I can feel it. Okay, I know I went on a tangent talking about mukbangs. Anyway, let's reset. Come back to this, because apparently I can talk and I can go on tangents. Anyway, let's go ahead and move forward, because I have a lot to say. I thought it was only going to be like a 10-minute video. I don't think I'm going to be cutting this. I just want to make this as easy on myself as possible. And so just sitting down, letting myself speak is really healing for me, honestly. Just sitting here talking, it feels like I'm actually like healing my voice. Maybe I'll sing, you know, maybe I'll sing in a later video. Anyway, let's go back to so let's go back to what this video is about, you know, letting go of what no longer serves you. Every time I think about the person who I had been for a very long time, I had my surgery in February of 2022, so it's been, well over 3 years. And in those 3 years, again, I've lost over 200 pounds. So the results are not typical. Like, it's not usual for somebody to go from 425 pounds down to 175 after having a gastric sleeve. So it's not typical. I don't really talk about it a lot because my results aren't typical. My journey isn't typical, but I want to speak more about it because I feel like, maybe somebody could benefit from my story. Maybe somebody needs to hear what I have to say. I feel like I keep being called to record and to sit down and to speak because somebody out there needs to hear this. And that's the reason why I started this. I wanted to inspire. I want to give people hope that they can truly heal from the things that have hurt them. As adults, it is our responsibility to heal from things that have hurt us in our childhood. And using my voice, speaking, is my way of healing my voice and allowing myself to speak. That's, again, a childhood trauma. That's a whole nother video. We'll get into it. But I want to ask you, what are you holding on to? What are you gripping so tightly that you need to release? It's not like, it's not something that you have to keep within you. And you know what this is. Like, as I'm speaking, you know what it is. You know what it is that you need to let go. Whether it's an idea, whether it's a habit, whether it's a person, a relationship, whether it's just you getting out of your own way. You getting out of your own way. Yes, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to me when I say this. Not just you. I'm talking to me when I say this, bestie, because we are our own worst enemies, honestly. And I say that about me because I know there is nothing stopping me, honestly, truly. There is nothing stopping me from living the life that I deserve, from living the life that I create in my own world. Because of my heavy Pisces energy, I live a lot in my head. I live a lot in my fantasies. And so it's hard for me to ground my ideas in practicality. And so this is me grounding my ideas in being practical. I keep saying I want to be a content creator. I want to be a full-time, content creator. I no longer want to rely on my 9-to-5. I want the freedom to do what I want when I want. And so me not doing this, not putting out videos, not allowing myself to be seen, not using my voice, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm just sitting here and not doing anything about it, but yet I'm crying and I'm like, what's gonna happen? What am I gonna do about it? What can I do? You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do deep down. You feel it. It's just hard to make that decision. It's hard to make that decision. Trust me, I know. It really is. But you must. In order to live the life that you want, in order to create your dream life, you need to get out of your own way and let go of the things that no longer serve you. I am no longer that 400-pound girl. I'm no longer that person who hid behind all of that weight, because that was basically me hiding. Like 4 years, yes, I went up and down in my weight, but I feel like all that weight was just hiding me. I feel like that was me hiding myself, using that as a buffer between me and the world, like a physical wall. As I'm saying this, I didn't really think about it, but now that I'm talking, and as I'm saying this, I'm like, honestly, you're right. I honestly didn't even think about that before I started recording, but it makes sense. It really does make sense. That's what the weight was for me. It was a wall. It was a barrier between me and the world because I am always feeling. I feel everything. I feel the energy of the room when I walk in. I feel the energy of people's homes. Recently, I had some family visiting from Hawaii. My bestie's family came to visit. And of course, I wanted to show them my house. They were here, they toured, and one of the first things they said when they walked in was that it feels cozy and it feels welcoming and you feel relaxed and peaceful. And I felt so happy, not just because they were here, but because they felt the way that my home feels, the way that I want my home to feel. I want my home to feel welcoming. I want people to feel welcome in my presence. And that's also what this channel is about. I want you to feel welcome. I want you, excuse me, Excuse me. I want us to be besties. I want us to be friends. I want this community to be just a community of people. Being away from my family and back in Hawaii, it's been hard, but I feel like it's allowed me to really grow into the person that I was always meant to be. And to this person, you know, this person who's not afraid to be seen anymore. This person who is like, hey, look at me, girl, look at me. Oh, you see my Soulja Boy shirt? Yes, it's not Soulja Boys. Of course, I'm obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters. Of course, hello, of course I'm obsessed with them. That's another video. Let's close this out, or else I'm just gonna keep yapping. It's already 15 and a half, almost 16 minutes. I was gonna make a 10-minute video and it's 16 minutes. If you've made it this long with me just rambling, I'm so glad. Subscribe if you made it this long. Clinging to what feels familiar, clinging to what feels safe, it no longer serves us. Let's let it go. For me, I am letting go of not allowing myself to be seen. I'm letting go of not allowing my voice to be heard. I am letting go of my self-sabotaging traits, my procrastination of things that I don't want to do. That's one of the hardest things because I'm so stubborn. As open as I am, I don't know. I'm such a stubborn person, but I am letting it go. Slowly but surely we are letting it go, and letting go creates the space for something better. Trust me, things get better. It really truly does. Like, I am living in Las Vegas. I'd never thought that I would ever leave Hawaii. I thought I was gonna live and die there. Hawaii is my home. But coming on here again to Las Vegas has really opened my eyes. It's broadened my horizons. I've met people from all walks of life, and not to say that that isn't in Hawaii, but I mean, yeah, we have a mixed race, mixed culture of people in Hawaii. I am myself are very mixed race. If you can guess what I am, I would love to know. I would love to know what you guys think I am. Anyways, like I said, I've met so many people. I have a great group of friends up here now, and I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for everything that's happened. You know, everything that's happened over the last few years. I'm so grateful. And again, if you've made it this long, please subscribe. I would love for you to follow along on this journey. If this video helped you, if it resonated, I would love for you to leave a comment, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Again, we are letting go to create space for something better, to create space for our dream life. You are safe. You are safe to be seen. You are safe to let go. You are safe to release, my besties. You are safe. I'll leave you with this affirmation. Affirmations are everything. Trust me. Affirmation. I release what no longer serves me, and I trust in what's coming next. I released what no longer serves me, and I trust in what's coming next. Let's take that leap. Let's be the fool. Let's take that leap of faith and let's do it. You know, defying gravity. Close my eyes and leave. And let's do it, besties. Subscribe. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.